This is the Hearthstone.fi Monday Night Community Tournament number 24 final, grand final, where the winner goes home with 50 euros and 10 BlizzCon points. The loser has to contend with just 5 BlizzCon points. The players placed 3rd and 4th both get 1 point, and they are already known to us. So Illusion from Slovenia gets 1 point, and Fosse from Finland gets 1 point. So this match is Funky from Sweden versus NRV from France. It will start off with a Control Warrior versus Face Hunter. Interestingly enough, these can be either player's match. If the warrior is able to stabilize the board, it could very well end up being in favor of them. Getting this execute play out onto the Leok is a good start, because there are very few execute targets in the Face Hunter deck. Double quick shot, once again, this card you don't want to see 2 copies of. Playing the Animal Companion makes a lot of sense, because no matter what it is, it should be able to handle this Armor Smith, unless it's a Leok. The Leok is the weakest option. It has to attack twice into it, or it has to take 2 attacks from it. Turn 4, top decking the Dead Spite. That's got to feel bad for Funky right now, seeing that this top deck was exactly what the warrior needed. Other option would have been just a shield block, and that's not optimal when it comes to your mana costs. He has not cut the infiltrators either from the quick shots, so I wonder what has been cut from the deck in order to get the quick shots in. Unleash the Hounds, maybe? No, that makes no sense. That's a really strong beast AoE. And now we see that shield block going down. All of these big minions. Grom, Ragnaros, Alexstrasza in his hand. Not that great. Harrison Jones should be able to get some value once that weapon pops up. But it might never pop up, so that is a bit of a problem. Playing the quick shot once again over the hero power. You're so low on cards. You are so low on cards as the Face Hunter in this situation that I think that he should have prioritized the hero power higher. That 3 damage is not going to be the decisive factor right here. Knowing it's an explosive trap, wants to trigger it just a little bit early on. This is the first match of a best of 5 series. Taking down Wolf Rider, using his second quick shot to draw the card. The only reasoning that I do understand why you would want to play the quick shot in the earlier turn is the fact that you want to activate the card draw from it. But you're not in such a rush. Not really. Because now, turn 7, there's nothing really. Unless you draw into a 3 mana drop, you're gonna be dead in the water. Using the weapons to take out the 2-1, and using your Armor Smith to take out the 3-1, and add 7 mana. One could argue that playing the Harrison Jones even without any targets is an option, but I like this Acolyte of Pain more. Most of the minions that the Face Hunter plays are a 1 hit point minion, so the Acolyte of Pain should have been able to get value out of it. The Owl is very good for this situation. It is very good. It will silence the Mad Scientist so that the Death Rattle secret will not proc from it, so that's useful. On the other hand, yeah, you're not forced to play it, since the winning play in a way could also be Ragnaros or Grom. Fits the curve perfectly. Grom to proc the... Oh yeah, I get it. Grom, then attack with the 1/3, draw a card, then go for the 10 damage, and then you've got lethal next turn. I like it. It's definitely the winning play here. The more conservative Iron Beak Owl play that I saw first did not take into account the potential for Grom to be such a big swinger right here. Like I said, this match could be either one's game, but now, through sheer will, the warrior has been able to outrun the Face Hunter. And it is 1-0 in favor of our French player. NRV. Let's hope this one doesn't bug out as much as it did last time, and we will actually get into the match and be able to see the cards.
I will fight with honor.
At least we're not seeing them right now. He's deciding to stick with the Face Hunter. The Quick Shot will probably get cycled out, as is the Animal Companion. Holding onto the Glaive Zuka, although you're going first, that's an interesting decision. You're hoping to get the 1-drop so you can utilize the Glaive Zuka, but it's a risk. You're taking a calculated risk here by holding onto this. In a traditional play, you would always want to get the 1-drop very, very aggressively, mulliganing out every card that is not a 1-drop if you don't already have one. There we go. Just took a short time longer for NRV to get his hand going. And once again we have to leave the spectator mode. And reset the field. Actually, we're gonna try this in such a way that we're gonna join NRV first on NRV's side of the table, and then try and join with Funky. Nope. Nope, still can't watch it. It's probably got something to do with the way that this don't allow your friends to watch the matches works. If you have that on, then we are not consistently seeing the cards from the other player either. That's my theory on the subject. Which Animal Companion did he get? Immediately desync. Immediately desync. Oh man. And it was a Huffer. Let's try and not desync this time. Please, game, stay together. Playing the Glaive Zuka. I like playing the Glaive Zuka a lot. Although the Huffer got Peacekeepered, it could get value by getting the Glaive Zuka buff. Even if it doesn't hit the Zuka, then you can use it to take out the Acolyte of Pain by your own face attack, utilizing the hero power this turn as well. Ah, he doesn't care that the opposing player gets more cards from the Acolyte of Pain, it would seem. Instead of going for the safer, you only get one card route by destroying the Acolyte with your own Glaive Zuka, you just go all in for the face damage options. It's not wrong. And turn 5 is looking a lot like one of these quick shots that's got to go. Paladin's hand is very, very stacked. This Sludge Belcher, this is exactly what you want to see. And on turn 4, the True Silver Champion will probably come down, go for face and heal your own face with it. Yep, any of the other options are not so good. You could go for the first equality, then the Shielded Mini-Bot. But it's not that good. And since the Glaive Zuka is up instead of the Eaglehorn Bow, then proccing that trap is safe. Going for the Kill Command activator with the Hunt Creeper immediately, no regrets. The heal bot over the Belcher would actually be preferable right now, because if he does not play the heal bot, then the double quick shot is lethal anyway. So if he plays this Taunter instead of the healer, the game is over already. If he attacks with the True Silver Champion and plays the Taunter, then the Hero Power plus double Quick Shot will still be enough. Any other cards would be irrelevant.
Let me think.
So he has to play the Sensei Killbot or lose the game. Maybe he's calculating the odds. Yeah, he's probably calculating what are the odds that he's got double Quick Shot. So in a way, this is the winning play. And he removes the beast as well, so the second kill command isn't as big of a threat. Oh boy, unfortunately, well, not enough this time.
Well, I won.
It is now 1-1, and Funky evens out the series with his Space Hunter against the Paladin. This means that Funky has got Druid and Mage left, while NRV has Paladin and Hunter. Let's see if the desync problem persists and we'll still have to keep bouncing in and out of the match. Thank you for watching, by the way, while we wait for them to pick the classes. Each and every one of you viewers is important at this stage. The tournament really looking to improve. Most of our players have been happy with the way the tournament is run, and about that I'm very grateful. And the endless loop of finding your friend's table. Polishing spectacles. Nope. We're just gonna have to pop out once again. Reset. I'm really sorry, guys. I wish the client was more stable.
Welcome back.
Well, at least we're back. And we got the invite. Excellent. And it is NRV's turn. He's playing a mid-range hunter. We didn't actually get to see NRV's hunter in the previous matchup because the fact that his opponent picked the wrong deck and he got the default win with it. So this is the first time we are seeing NRV's hunter on the actual tournament. Mech Mage versus mid-range hunter, this could swing either way. I think the Animal Companion is still the right call to make here. If you get Leok, you'll at least be able to trade the Creeper up into the Cogmaster. If you get your basic Misha, you're very good to go with the taunts against the Snow Chugger. And if you get a Huffer, okay, the Huffer is pretty much the worst option.
Quickly.
Here we go, there's the trade into the 3-2, and your Leok is fairly safe. Shredder plus a free Clockwork Gnome. Yeah, that's very enticing. You would want to play the Shredder, but in fact the Frostbolt is a better play this turn. You get rid of the Leok with it. So Frostbolt, Clockwork Gnome, attack with the Snowjugger into the Leok. Maybe consider clearing out those 1-1s with the Mech Warper as well. If you go for the greedy play, then you go for the Shredder plus the Gnome. But then these Spectral Spiders will get pretty humongous value if you use both of these minis to clear out the Leok, or if you just go for the face. If you don't clear the Leok, the 2-1s will wreak havoc. Yep, and now the 1-1s will be able to trade into these, all of these three. And if we were to see an Unleash the Hounds in the hands of NRV, it would be perfect against this board. Absolutely perfect. So that's the reason why I don't really like that play as much as I would have liked the Frostbolt removal. Turn 4. If you go for the Knife Juggler, then you're probably going to go for the Haunted Creeper as well. The downside here, obviously, being the fact that any one of these 3 minions will be able to trade up into it. Now, if you go for the Mad Scientist hero power, then you're gonna trade the 2-1 into the 3-2. I like the Yeti play a lot more. Of course you're gonna get rid of the Knife Juggler, that's a no-brainer, you wanna get rid of it. But the Yeti on this curve is perfect for it. You're still left with that 1 spare part, which means you will be able to play turn 5 as many ways as you want. Alright, the kill command used there to take out the Yeti. Unexpected circumstance to see the kill command used on it. But on the other hand, now that you're as Mech Mage seen one of those kill commands go out, I'm sure you're happy with the result. Armor plating on the Annihilatron, making your taunt that much better. Going for the aggression for the face with this Father Shredder more than likely. Yeah, no reason to clear these guys out. They're low value, low threat. Not even holding onto the armor plating right now for Antonidas plays makes a lot of sense. Because if that Divine Shield were popped somehow, then these guys would be able to kill off the basic Annihilatron. And the Leok would be good. Nope, Huffer will kill the Annihilatron. We'll have to wait and see which one of these minions he uses to pop up the Divine Shield though. Eagle Horn Bow could also be used, but I don't value it so highly. Now the bow will probably take out the Annihilatrons because that's the exact amount of damage you need for it. And you only take 1 to the face in return. This Huffer could trade with the Shredder or try and be the aggressor once again. It's going to be an interesting choice because NRV has got 2 cards, one of them is a spare part, and Funky has got 2 cards, one of them is a spare part. The longer this match goes on, the more likely I believe it is that the mid-range hunter will be able to take it. But if the Mech Mage gets lucky with its draws, there might be no coming back. Opting to go for the Huffer play into the Annihilatron so the Huffer stays alive. I appreciate that a lot. It's a good call. Using your own face to tank the Pilot Shredder is risky. It's ballsy because of the fact that now you're pushing yourself down to that 15 range, which means that the existing 5 damage on the board, and if they were to happen something like a Frostbolt Fireball, you would be dead come next turn. 5 on the board, not using the Whirling Blades for now. Just a Vanilla Tinker Town Technician is a 3-mana 3/3. Thus removing the Shredder was a good idea. No buff for the Technician. Getting the Jungle Panther out of that web spinner. Will it make a difference? I don't think it will. 5 on the board. 3, 4, 5 from the abilities. The Freezing Trap will keep the Hunter alive. The Freezing Trap is the only thing that will keep the Hunter alive. If he plays the Savannah Highman, which is the play to win option, then he will lose this match. If he plays the Freezing Trap, then he still has a chance to stay alive. Nope, he's going for the... Is he going for it? He's going for it, yep. I don't blame him. I don't blame him playing the Savannah Highman. It really is one of those, like, I want to win this game. I have to do these more aggressive decisions. It's impossible to sell. That really would have been the game-making play. Without the Whirling Blades, it would have still been very, very close to lethal, and he would have been able to freeze the hero, so it would have been 1 more turn. Even with the Freezing Trap, it still would have been lethal with the hero power. So this was the Mage's match in pretty much every other case as well. Funky's probably not pondering new quests. Actually, yes, he is. As is NRV as well, although the match is still going. So now, Mage and Hunter have won from Funky, so all he has to do is eke out one win from his Druid against the Hunter and the Paladin of NRV. Mid-range Hunter versus double combo Druid. No targets to coin Wrath. No reason to use it. Turn 2, either just hero power or coin out the shade. I think just hero power is fine right now. NRV is holding on to. That's bad. Holding on to the freezing trap. Kill a command at this stage of the game, you don't want to be doing that. Snake Trap, on the other hand, is much better. I think the Knife Juggler is the greedier option, but it's the more aggressive option as well, so he should go for it. In hindsight, now that we see that there's Rats and Keeper of the Groves in the hand of Funky, he should have gone with the Snake Trap play. But this is so easy to just call out when you see what the cards the players are holding are. So he made the correct aggressive play there. And wrathing out the 4/3 to see what pops out. If he gets another Wrath target, he might even use that one, but if it's killable with the hero power or with this Keeper of the Grove. It's going to be an interesting choice. Yeah, going for the 2/2 makes more sense. This 1/2 by itself is not a big threat. Turn 5 coming up, he should go for the Belcher play. Yep. It's just, that's a no-brainer. All the other cards will be able to be played on turn 6, nicely on the curve as well. Shade plus Wrath number 2, clearing out the Belcher. Both players are playing fairly fast right now. The reasoning behind that is that either they are not experienced as tournament players, which makes them more agitated, more prone to make the decisions quick. That's a nice top deck Savannah High main, perfectly on curve as well. It's looking good for the Hunter right now. He could have also, in theory, played the Lothep last turn, which would have been 5 mana too, but it would have left the 3/5 up and nothing on the board. Opting to use the Shade of Naxxramas to attack. Interesting. I guess it's baiting out the 6/5 Lion. Savannah High main, if it goes and clears out the Shade, it's not bad. You're saving the 6 damage from the face. The Sylvanas threatens and competes for board presence very effectively. If Funky is able to attack with it into Savannah High main, then her Death Rattle will proc first, which will mean that this Haunted Creeper will become part of Funky's arsenal. Now that the Freezing Trap is up though, and the Hunter has been able to go for face with the Savannah High main at least once, it's looking still very, very solid for the Hunter player. The decision here is, do you go for the hero power or do you go for the Mad Scientist? And I do support going for the hero power. Once again, the situation is that you're not holding onto a whole lot of cards, and this is an extra card to be used. And the Freezing Trap gets popped. At 7, you could fish with the Drake, but the Drake is vulnerable to the High main and the Lothep is able to contest it. So that's why the Lothep is actually pretty much always the better play here. Turn 8, you don't want to be casting that spell. With the Lothar. Eaglehorn Bow, Scientist Hero Power, everything to the face.
I'll show them all.
It's looking a lot like we're gonna have the 5th match as well. NRV will have his Paladin left,
Where shall I strike?
and Funky will have his Druid left. 5th match, final, coming up.
Job done.
With Innervate, you can drop the Drake as well. Does he have enough to stop it? If that's a Leok from the Animal Companion, if that's a Leok, then he does not have enough. If it's a Huffer, it's not enough. If it's... The only non-winning play would have been to get Niche out of there. So, 2-2. As tight as it gets. Both of these players showing that they know how to play their decks. No major mistakes being made, only small slight tweaks here and there. Maybe order of cards and stuff like that on the board.
I will fight.
Paladin Druid.
I must protect the one.
And this is the mid-range Paladin, whilst the Rush Paladin we saw from the Finnish player earlier is already out. So mid-range versus mid-range. And I believe both have a certain amount of taunters. The thing that's going to be difficult for Funky to deal with is the Tyrion in this matchup. If the game goes far enough, we're going to have to. Once again, reset. Thank you, Mr. Funky, for always being on time with the spectator invites. We're just in time to see the Wild Growth getting played. NRV's hand, fairly top heavy. Except, no, it's not too bad. It's just the Dr. Boom. Double Peacekeeper, not very useful in the early match, but now that there's the Pilot Shredder down on the board, it actually becomes a lot more useful. Denying that 3 attack value from the Shredder is pretty great. Shade number 1, Hero Power, clear out the 1-1 with the Hero Power, go for the face with the Shredder. And on turn 6, I think we're gonna see the second Shade, unless there's some big swing in the board presence. That's gonna get taken out by the Consecration, because this Shade is one of the win conditions for this double combo Druid against the Paladin match. So because of the fact that the first Shade was removed, the Sylvanas Windrunner gets out. It's also much better on the curve than the Shade by itself.
Let me think.
Playing it naked on the board in a situation where it can be removed with a weapon plus the existing minion, this is the reasons why I would not have wanted to see it played this turn. Because the fact that the Paladin can just easily remove it without it being an actual threat on the board. The Ancient of Lords will be coming down on the next turn. And just like I said, it's gonna get handled. These lords will help a lot. The card draws from them will always make a lot of difference, no matter what matchup you're in. Oh, that top deck Dr. Boom. We're gonna be able to watch it for quite a while now. It takes the spot usually reserved for Mukla's big brother. If a card is immediately played upon being drawn, the spectator mode places it on the edge of the screen like this. So now you've seen it.
Let me
Will
think.
be destroyed by the big game hunter though, so won't be there
I'll go
bothering
with
your
these
eyesight for too long. Well, with this Boombots, if he gets lucky, he can roll high on both the Shredder or the Big Game Hunter and clear the board completely. Since last turn's Boom is out. The Ancient Allure is more than likely here. He's opting to see where the bots hit first, since if they had gone well, then the possibilities for the Paladin to remove the existing Ancient Allure would have been far less substantial, but I guess no such luck this time. As the Paladin player, I actually think that he should go for the aggressive stance right now, instead of clearing out this Ancient Allure. But it's the Druid is running double combo though. If you're gonna take out the lore, you have to do it with the minions. If you use the weapon to take it out, take a 5 damage to the face, and that's quite a lot.
I wonder.
7 mana, Follow Shredder. No targets for the Quartermaster, no point doing just 1. You could Peacekeeper. Yeah, I think the Peacekeeper play this turn is even better than the Dr. Boom for your own. If you play the Dr. Boom for your own, then you're going for face with everything. That would be 21 damage from the Druid side of the board with the combo, so you're not dead. You're actually left with 6 hit points after that. But I don't think you'll be able to win the game with just Dr. Boom and the 8 damage to the face. Since that's... Okay, so he opts to go for the removal of this Ancient Allure. I understand why he does it. In theory, it's a bit of wasted damage, but it weakens that combo potential quite significantly. Thaurisson plus Shade of Noxtramas. Oh yeah, of course, Big Game Hunter, what am I thinking about? There's a target for Big Game Hunter, you're gonna Big Game Hunt it away, which leaves 6 mana. Shredder Hero Power takes out the Boombot. We're not too worried about this wielding Zap-O-Matic. Yes, it's 6 hit points, but it's a Paladin, it's probably not gonna be playing Blessing Light or anything that would buff it. And if you're gonna take one of these Boombots with the Hero Power, that's the exact correct order in which you want to be doing it. Thanks to the fact that once the Boombot's Death Rattle has been activated, you place the Big Game Hunter. Only after that, the Big Game Hunter's chances of dying are far less smaller. Since this is turn 8, you can go for the Mustard Quartermaster combo if you want. Or you can just pop down the Tyrian. Be safe in your knowledge that you'll have a big solid taunter in front of anything that the enemy might throw at you. He's trying to go for the Lucky Bomb. Nope, just 2 damage to the face. 6 damage to the face from Zap-O-Matic. Or 1 to the face and 1 removal from the Shredder. If you're gonna go for the Tyrian play, then I actually think that he should have gone face, but he's obviously going to go for the Quartermaster play and use his 1 attack, Light's Justice, to take care of Big Game Hunter. Just because of the fact that the Hunter was not taken out by that Boombot, I wholeheartedly agree with this play. And once again, we see that Druid doesn't have the tools to deal with 3 hit point minions efficiently. So there's that. Shade plus 3 existing minions, Hero Power to the face. Unless this Paladin finishes the turn, then a Force of Nature top deck will be enough to kill it. Actually, just double Savage Roar will be enough, because that's 8 damage, 16 damage from just the Savage Roars, and the damage from the board is more than enough. So NRV is on a 1-turn timer right now. If he plays down Tyrian, he's safe. Actually, he's not safe. No, the Keeper of the Grove will be used as a silence. Yeah, the Keeper of the Grove will be used as a silence, and these double Savage Roars will still be enough to kill it. When the board is made 1 minion thinner, is it enough? Silence double Savage, that's 6 plus, that's 12 plus 3, 15, 2 off lethal. With the silence. Double Savage. 12 plus 3 is 15. Yep. You don't want to be doing that yet. 6, 8, 11, 14 damage from the board, from the Paladin. Now this is really intense. You can go for the Ancient Allure heal.
I must safeguard.
And now you don't have the mana for it though. And you're using these Savage Roars as defensively. Yep. Clearing at the 6-6 with your shade. Your win condition is now gone, so that's a bit of a problem. You've got a couple of fairly solid minions on the board, but both your Savage Roars are now gone. It's not looking so great for you. Had he gone for the Ancient Allure heal, would it have been enough? 6. Yeah, he would have stayed alive. But that's it.
Follow the rule.
And Peacekeeper then a Rubian. It is looking a lot like NRV, our French player, will be making it in our finals, going home with 50 euros and 10 World Championship points on the road to BlizzCon. What could he draw from the Acid Drake? Swipe would be fairly okay.
Play. I concede.
But that's it, there we go. Congratulations to NRV for winning the Hearthstone.fi Monday Night Community Tournament number 24. My name is Markus Olodyn Koskivirta. Thank you to everyone for participating and taking part in this fun tournament. And hope to see you guys next week. Thank you to Fraktio for sponsoring this. And I wish every one of you good night. I myself will definitely be going to sleep as fast as possible. It is now 1:30 at night here in Finland. And until we see you next time, keep playing more Hearthstone.